Adorable all-American couple Danielle and Skylar Nemetz, high school sweethearts who tied the knot after graduation. Skylar, a rising Army star with a bright future. Danielle, a former cheerleader and aspiring YouTuber.
Thank you guys for watching my video, and I will check you later.
But one night, their dreams of growing old together shattered when Danielle was shot in the back of the head while sitting at her computer.
I heard a gunshot go off, and then I heard some screaming after that. They were just saying, "Oh my God, oh my God."
Cops say the shooter is none other than Danielle's husband.
Obviously, we locked the apartment down to conduct a death investigation. He's now, the male that's in the apartment, is on his way over to the station.
Cops rush to the couple's apartment after a neighbor calls 911.
You hear someone screaming?
I'm their neighbor, and I heard a shot go off. The husband has said that she's dead.
So the male told you that his wife is dead?
Yes.
Skylar reportedly tells police he shot and killed his wife by mistake while cleaning his rifle. But investigators want to know, was it an accident or cold-blooded murder?
He did make some statements about accidentally shooting his wife.
Our Seattle affiliate KCPQ speaking with Kyle Tripp, a lifelong friend of Skylar, who says there's no way his buddy would have intentionally pulled the trigger.
I think it was 100% an accident because none of my whole life.
Cops arrest Skylar and haul him into the interrogation room. Here's Skylar giving his version of events just moments after Danielle was shot. But detectives aren't buying his story.
I put my hand on the right side of her head, and I put it to my chest, and I wrapped my arm around her. I put it to my chest, and I started saying her name. There was no reaction, no movement, no nothing. I couldn't be in there anymore.
You couldn't drag me away. It was my wife.
Detectives think it's curious. If Skylar shot Danielle by accident, why was he more concerned with cleaning up a crime scene than getting help for his dying wife?
You just shot your wife in the head. You're not rendering medical aid to her. You're not calling 911. You're cleaning up the apartment. You're hiding things in the crime scene. If I accidentally hurt somebody, I'm going to be doing everything in my willpower to make sure they're okay.
And if the shooting was intentional, what could have caused Skylar to snap? Investigators say the military man flew into a jealous rage after returning from a training mission and discovering a bottle of whiskey at their home, allegedly brought to Danielle by an ex-boyfriend. At that point, the prosecution says Skylar shouldered the weapon, pointed it at the back of Danielle's head, took the gun's safety off, and pulled the trigger. Here he is in court, suited up and breaking down on the stand, insisting the gun went off by accident.
I went up to my wife on the left side, and I saw her face, and my wife wasn't there anymore. I saw the gunshot wound.
Where did you see it?
I saw it on the back of her head.
Did you know she was dead?
Yeah, I knew she was dead.
Court documents reveal after shooting his teenage wife in the head, he threw the AR-15 rifle into the closet and flushed a bottle of cinnamon whiskey down the toilet. Skylar pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder. In court, he was often tearful.
Skylar, did you mean to hurt your wife?
I didn't mean to hurt my wife. I never meant to hurt her. I never meant to hurt her.
When the smoke cleared, did you see your wife?
After the smoke cleared, I saw my wife, and she wasn't moving.
But the prosecuting attorney says with Skylar's high-level weapons training, accidents like that just don't happen.
This was an accidental shooting, not intentional. How in the world do you explain that he hit her dead center, back of the head? He's a trained soldier. That's what your optics are when you're looking at this evidence. He shoots her in the one spot. If you had one bullet to kill her, hits her exactly in that location.
The defense says the evidence points to a young man who was traumatized by the accidental shooting death of his wife.
They want to take a kid who's panicked and freaked out and say, look, there's your premeditated murderer. When in fact the psychological evidence and the forensic evidence and the evidence from the witnesses suggest just the opposite. There's a kid who didn't plan anything out and didn't think ahead and didn't intend to kill his wife and absolutely broke apart when that happened.
Danielle's aunt and a close family friend traveled to Tacoma, Washington from their homes in California to attend the trial.
It's been really hard in this, especially because we've been exposed to the photos in the trial, and you can't unsee that stuff.
The 19-year-old's aunt recalls the last time she spoke to her niece, just 10 days before her death.
She had said that she had married the love of her life, her best friend, and at the end I said, wow, Danielle, such a wise young girl you are.
And finally, it's the moment so many people have been waiting for. After 7 days of deliberations, the jury finds Skylar guilty of manslaughter, putting him away for slightly over a decade.
We have to accept that justice.
The family's upset that Skylar was not convicted of the harsher murder charge, which would have meant a sentence of at least 25 years in prison.
I'm somewhat disappointed, but I did leave this up to God, and this is what he came up with.
One thing is certain, Skylar will now have plenty of time to think about how he broke the hearts of Danielle's family and ended the life of his young wife in an instant.